Okay, the markers. The mark. Mark and the eraser.
And how about already? Give me the big deal. So let me give you.
So the idea today is to explore CSS a bit more, and small tissue. Explore CSS. Actually, use whatever we learn with HTML, CSS, and try to build something with it. I know what we are going to build will require skills or knowledge that we did not directly learn, but that will be an opportunity to discover it and know how to use it. I think this kind of practically learn how to do things. Okay, and then the other idea too behind this exercise is to also teach you how to undertake a website project. Okay, so it will be more of handling the clients, handling the project. Then how do we build it? I know this is probably going to take us more time than we can expect, depending on how huge the project we define is going to be and how hard it is going to be. So this is the point. We are web developers, we are designers, and then usually what we are going to do is to meet clients or work for a company that will meet clients and then receive a job which we are going to work on. So they will give you a website, or they will give your company a website for you to build. We need to go through this process, but mostly at the beginning you will be the only one to do this, because no matter what, as a developer you must learn on your own, or even if you are learning from people like us, still you have to practice on your own to some point before you get hired, or even get hired in different levels, which is either you are hired by a company or you are hired by a client to work on their project. So before you get there, you must work on these things several times for you to know how to do it. Otherwise, your first job will be an opportunity for you to learn how to do it. So at the end, you always need to understand how to deal with clients, how to plan a project from scratch to the final result, and that's a very wonderful challenge, I'm sure. Anyway, let me not be negative. You tell me this guy he likes to be bad, but this I can't guarantee that with this simple one you are going to master it once. Okay, you won't master it, but this is a use case, and we'll try to mention as many possible cases during this exercise. But each client with a different experience. Every job with a different experience. But one thing is sure, as you keep on doing this, you realize at some point that it's the same schema, it's just like the wording is different. Alright, so this is it. The project you chose the other time was what? You said the NGO, right? It's an NGO.
I actually called them and
okay.
They already have a website.
Okay. Okay. So which one again?
So apart from that, maybe my own.
Yeah.
I haven't planned on any other place for now.
Okay. Your own project, as in your personal project?
Personal blog.
Your personal blog. Oh, okay. Like I was saying the other time.
Yeah.
You should think of your personal blog instead. Okay. I think I believe let's take that NGO.
Okay.
Yes. Let's take the NGO. Let's assume, because that is external, that's why I prefer that subject. The other one is yours. It might become easy because you bring things very easily out. You bring them out very easily. So if it is coming from a third person, let us assume Mr. Baka is the client here, is the NGO owner. Since you have a small idea of the NGO, let's use that. But you don't have deep knowledge of the NGO. that will force us to think deeper and find out what and what to do. So that's why I chose that. So it's just for assignment purpose. And maybe after that you can go and offer the website to another NGO and collect money. All right, so when you are starting such jobs, when you are being called for such jobs, there are many scenarios that could occur. First of all, or mostly, a client can tell you on the phone, I heard you build websites. I need a website and for my NGO, and we are into this, we are into that, we are into this, we do that. What's the NGO into?
The missionaries.
The missionaries.
No, missionaries.
Missionaries, church.
Yeah, church
Oh, okay.
missionaries.
Missionaries. I hope I'm getting it right. Missionaries, yes. Right? Okay. So we are missionaries. We are missionaries and
go for evangelism.
all right.
People go to orphanage homes to help and
Okay.
this kind of stuff.
Okay. So the client will tell you, okay, this is what we do, and we would like a website. Could you help us with it? And you will be like, yeah, but that is not enough.
Yes.
To help you determine what you are going to build. You see, in order to determine what to build, okay, you have to find out clearly, understand clearly what the client wants. And for that, you need to go and see the client. Or you can continue the talk on the phone or whatever communication channel you guys are using, but you can continue. But the first thing you will do is to make sure you bring out all the information from the client. You have to make sure the client brings out for you to hear everything about the project. Once you hear everything about the project, now you can go and start organizing that data. So the first thing is to always make sure to find out why the client wants the website. Why do you want the website? This simple question alone could help you understand exactly how the client wants the website to be. So the why actually will answer the question, the function, okay? The function of the website. The client will tell you, we want the website because when we go to missions, okay, usually people ask us some questions and we would like to answer them on the website once. That way, when people ask those questions, we can just write our domain name and they can visit and have this information. That's mainly the reason why we want the website. Also, we want people to be able to contact us. So, the first function is to display the company profile or display profile. Okay? And the next function is to contact them. Okay? And the next thing they could probably say is, okay, sometimes when we go to missions, we have pictures, we have interviews with people, we have chat with people, and we record it. We would like to post it over there, okay, for people to be able to rehearse it and see what we do. So, like activities, okay, we can call it activities or just / kind of gallery, right? Gallery, because like pictures, because those activities during the mission could be just photo shooting or recording or just a dialogue with people, short videos and all this. So that's what they want. Then the next thing is maybe, okay, apart from that, you see whatever you can give us. You see, they will tell you that you see whatever you can put inside and see what you can get for us that makes it better. So, our goal is to find out the what. But we use the why to find out the what. Okay? Because we are going to bring something out they are giving a reason why we need to do something. Through the reason, we will find out what to do. Okay, so first of all, we focus on the function. Okay, how do you want the website to function? What do you want the website to do for you? So these are things that will answer. Okay, we want it to appear maybe on our card, because when we work, we have our call card, and usually we'll have to write all our phone number and all this. Next time it will be just the website, the domain name will write on the card, and then people will be able to access our website and read whatever it is. Yes, usually it goes bigger than this. It goes more complicated than this. Okay. Then the next thing you might ask is, okay, do you have any idea of how you would like the website to look like? You get it? Do you have any idea how do you want it to look like? I might tell you, okay, maybe we don't know, but how do you call it? Design, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know. Probably, can you look at this other website? Okay, so they might give you an example. They might give you a sample website or any flyer or brochure, whatever. They will certainly give you something that looks like what they want. Or if they don't have that, or they don't want it to look like anything, they don't have any other example, they will tell you, give us some suggestions, bring us some suggestions. So you have to imagine it yourself. And this becomes complicated, more complicated. So usually big clients, huge clients, will always fall inside this canvas. Okay, it will always fall into this canvas. And this here, as you can see, this defines a particular type of website, a very standard website, which is just displaying information. We have complicated cases like an e-commerce website, for example. People would just tell you this. An e-commerce website, people would rather be talking of the shopping experience. Like, you want people to come on the website, view our products based on categories, okay, based on the sections, based on whatever, and then when the product display, we want some animation behind the product. You see, the way the products are displaying, the picture should appear very sharp, or there should be some gain. You see, people will be very, very, very interested in how the website actually gives them value. Okay, they will really care about the value of the user experience, and you have to pay attention to those little details, how they appreciate, how they feel about the user experience on the website. So when the client clicks on the item, it should be added to the cart. The cart should show up somewhere. The cart should show the number of items inside inside it, and the cart should probably bounce and show it to the client that the cart should also open the existing items inside it. You see, it goes on and goes on and goes on and goes on. So always the same thing goes on, which is ask the client what they want. Okay, and then they will tell you, okay, when people shop, when people order something, we want to receive emails. We want also the client to receive the emails, and those emails should contain the invoices. So transactional emails, okay. So it should contain the invoices, calculated nicely. Invoices should look very clean, easy. Clients should have their dashboard where they can go and review their orders, all this possible cancel or whatever. They'll give you all this information. Some people might not be able to give you that because they don't know that an e-commerce website has such or could have such features. So they will probably tell you, we want an e-commerce website. So you have to now think of a scenario. In that case, you might need to understand deeper how they're actually or currently operating. Okay, you need to find out how they are currently operating so that you build something that helps them in that. For example, currently probably they have a real shop. People come in the shop, they choose items, and then they come to the counter just check them out. Simple as that. But or maybe when people come, they make the shopping and all this. Based on the size of the item, they can decide to help the client and by delivering it to their place, their address. And this is a scenario. So based on whatever they do currently, you can decide to say, okay, I think I could help you with this. You might ask them, okay, what of the accounting? What do you do? Okay, the inventory management, what do you do? How do you manage it now? All this, then you can decide to say, okay, I think to solve these people's problem, to show that I'm really going to solve their problem, reduce their load, I think I need to tackle this part, I need to tackle that part very well. If I succeed to make this really easy for them, I think this website will solve their problem and it is going to reduce their load. And then you focus on those features. So one thing is sure, it goes around the why the client wants the website. The client might know the why, or like in many cases, you might never ever know why they need the website. Some might come by saying, okay, I heard website can help me, but they don't know how it is going to help them. So you have to find out by understanding why. By understanding that why, you need to find out what to do to help them. What is good? So in this our case, we've answered, the client has answered some few questions, which are very, very simple ones, because we don't want to kill ourselves. So we take these simple questions like this, and then now the client told us, okay, this is what they want, right? They want the display to display a company profile and all this. I think the next thing I would ask is, okay, your profile, what and what do you actually want to display? What information? Is it about you, the list of your missionaries? Okay, so the about list of missionaries, okay, your location, address, okay, maybe other projects you or whatever, other your history, something like this. Let's say history, okay, history and whatever. All this can go inside their profile. All this can be a set of information defining them, because this is a profile. Profile means like when they say they want people to read about them, that it might be divided in many sections. About us might be many things. Somebody might come to ask about me, as in, what is your name and what do you do? Another person might ask, what have you been before? Okay, where did you travel before in your life? So the about, or the information, the profile about the business can go deep as you wish, or as deep as they can provide you the information. So you can divide it like that. Okay, then you ask them, okay, the next thing is, how do you want people to contact you? Would you like to display your phone number on the website, or your email and all this, or do you want people to just use a form and contact you? They will tell you, okay, maybe use a form and also display our phone number and our address. Do you have many branches or not? Okay, so let's say here phone, make it tel. So tel form, okay. Then we have locations, right? There are many locations. Good. So that can go inside a contact. Because when people want to get in touch with them, these are the information they might need. So their activities and galleries, good. You can ask them, what do you usually do as in activities? So usually we have entertainment, all right? Entertainment goes in. We have pictures. Okay, we take pictures sometimes. We do videos. And we do probably some, I don't know, let's say, as an activity. So usually we meet clients, or we meet, is it client? In this case, they are not clients, they are, how do you call it? For the evangelists, it's not clients. How would they call that? Brothers, right? So let's say meet clients.
So all we go for some clients, they don't pay,
So they meet their people and then they talk. So this can go into their activities, or they can cite many things, like the weekly meetings. Okay, these things. One thing is sure, meeting is there. Let me even write it meeting instead. Just meeting. Okay, meeting. This marker is cleaner now.
So,
This marker is cool. I was using dead markers. Okay, so they can tell you this and all that. Now the design, the next thing, one thing you shouldn't always miss is, no matter the project size is, to find out, do they already have a logo? Okay. If they do, you might, because the reason why we are asking of the logo is one. I mean, there are too many reasons. The first reason is, first, to use it on the website. Second reason is to be compatible with their color scheming. So the next thing is to find the colors they will like. So if they already have a logo, you might find the colors inside the logo. Some might tell you it doesn't matter what color you use. You go ahead and just be creative. Some might tell you, like the one I was showing you, they want to stick to their brand. And then you have to use those colors. If you are bad at mixing them good, it's up to you. If you are bad like me in mixing colors, then it's a big problem. So the next thing is the logo good for you now? Is the format of the logo good? The size of the logo good? Some clients will give you a logo that has been drawn since 1990, and they still carry that logo over a pen from diskettes to pen drives and to CDs to pen drive today. They are still carrying the same logo. If the logo is just some PNG and the size is so tiny like this, for you to see it's a problem. And that's the only copy they have. So you will be forced probably to meet another graphic designer, if you are not yourself a designer, to go and redraw that same logo for the client. It might go. In most countries, in big countries, definitely they have to pay for that. But in Africa here, I bet you, they will tell you it's part of your job. Yeah, it's part of your work to redesign their logo and add it to their website. One thing is sure, because the thing is, the people don't even know why they need that website. So imagine you do that website and just bring in some foolish logo by telling them because it is not your work. They won't understand what is the difference between your work and this our logo, because you use that logo. Why can't you just redraw that logo, make that logo nice for us? It won't make sense to most people. So you have, anyway, in my case, in most, like 90% of my cases, I always work on the logo before. Usually, I even start from the logo. And most clients, as of now, I have one there hanging. The first thing they added is they need a logo. Their logo they are using is not good. They just chose that thing randomly. They want a logo now. Logos people design and take hundreds of thousands of dollars. We draw it for free. And then we give it to them. Still, people will not appreciate it. So the reason why I start from the logo is to usually find out the client's taste in terms of design. Also to find out if the client might like my concept of design. And another thing is could be already to see, to make the logo in a manner that could suit, right? A manner that could suit the design you are already thinking of. Like I was showing you this website. When I designed it, I wasn't having the logo. It was after I finished the design, I designed by using the name as just the logo. Because there must be a brand to represent a website. Usually, that's the idea now. Have a brand that represents the website or the business. So usually the logo goes in there. Or if you don't have a logo, then we use the name. So that's what I did. I just used the name. But later on, they brought the logo. I had to find a place for the logo. So it helps you to already imagine the logo inside your design, or the design and the logo being the source of your inspiration for their website. So it is really, really important to go through these two aspects, which is the logo and the colors. So let's assume they already gave us a logo, and their logo is some rectangle like this with M inside. It's missionaries, right? So a rectangle with M inside. Or let me make it MI, like a chemical component.
I don't know if I can. go ahead.
Good. You can always do it. That's nothing. It's just
I mean, like, I have it in
they have a logo, right? No, we use our sample logo. Good. So next thing is the colors. Okay, let us assume they use purple. Okay, any purple, just purple. Then maybe purple and blue, maybe. So these are their primary colors. Then we'll have the white, black coming in. Always it's always necessary to have white and black. Anyway, we can't avoid them. It will be very hard. So when they give us this, you can end our first meeting with the client. You can end the first meeting here. For you to go home, sit down, think through, always try to find out what to do for the client. You now know the why the client wants the website. Now you need to find out what to do, what to give to the client. And you have to go through this little information they gave you. It might sound like, why is that all? Sometimes it might just be one sentence or one line, but it means you have to think so deep to find out what to do for the client. So, in this case, what am I going to do is this. I will not think of the design yet, because I usually say the information determines how your website is going to look like, how big or small it is going to look it to be. Your information is key. So always try to find out whatever information must come out, whatever information comes out of these little details they give you. And then we have to be careful here. We have to recognize something. In normal life, normal situation, normal context, you see, in normal environment, this couldn't be a one man's work. It's not possible. You see, I believe, I've never been to US, I've never been to Europe, but I believe in US or in Europe, where the market is really good, this is supposed to be the work of a team of at least 3 people. The reason I'm saying 3 people is this. 1, the first person will be in charge of the information, which is the information architecture, right?
Yeah.
Information architecture, IA. Okay, the information architecture will be in charge of defining the right information to come out of this. And inside the information architecture, we'll have those who are going to write the documentations, those who are going to write the content. Because this about us, if you are to write it, if the client doesn't provide it to you and they give you just some outlines to write, come on. So it's a different work there that was in producing the content and how to structure the content. Information architectures will tell you, don't place the about us close to the contact. Okay, don't place inside the about us, don't place the company's profile or the picture of the team, or don't do this. You see, they will tell you how actually to present the information, the text, the image, and everything around it. This is their job. The next thing, we spoke of the logo, which is designing all this, the colors game and all this. It shouldn't be the function of the developer. It should be the function of a designer. So at least we need a designer too. Okay? Then, yes, now the situation is so hard that our company is a startup, it's a small one. We are just a team of 3 people. The next guy is going to be a full stack developer. So that guy is the guy who does both front end and back end. So it's a full stack developer. So at least these 3 people should be in the team to work on this website. That way, at the moment the information architectures find out whatever to do, how to structure this content, the designer already can start thinking of how to lay out that as in a website form. So you can start wireframing it, and then while they are doing that, the full stack guy is already thinking of probably the API behind, which is the functions behind, like the contact form when they submit, how the form is going to be processed, or whatever other dynamic parts, or starts looking at the designer and then start writing some HTML to represent the pages and all this. And we are good to go. But in the case whereby the three people is one person, which is crazy, man, very crazy. You have no choice than to go through this yourself. And I believe one of the immediate consequences of this is, which we could observe all around our world, our environment, is bad quality work. See? Bad quality work, and then developers being really underpaid. Because this job is supposed to be paying something different, this one paying something different, this one paying something different. But you are this one person to do all this. Yeah? And then they pay you something that is not even up to one person's pay. So it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't make sense. And that's what I was saying in my previous article, which is the reason why we are not collaborating. It's because we are not specializing. You see, if we were to specialize, if you are just the designer, you will never be tempted to do any full stack guide's work. So you always like to have a friend or a collaborator who is into full stack or front-end development or back-end development, so that you can always collaborate with them. And it is an opportunity for you to reduce the load on you and earn something reasonable that's worth your skills. You see, so we don't specialize, and we always want to do everything. And I believe the reason that happens, what I wrote the other time was, we are in the world whereby the skills, we don't have talented people, we don't have skills. We have talented people, but we don't have skills. And one person, imagine like we are young like this, and you wish, okay, I want to build a website just like Facebook, I want to do something like this. And you look around, who should I call to help me do that? Nobody. Suddenly you start learning because you want to build that. So when you start learning, you realize, okay, I need HTML to do it. Okay, after HTML, I need JavaScript too. Okay, I need PHP. Oh, I need Ruby. I need Python and all this. And you keep on grabbing every single thing that is needed to build such thing. So you grab all these skills and thinking like, once I grab them, or I can now sit down and do. And by the time you finish grabbing all this, man, you finish losing so much time. You see? So one, we don't have the means to pay the right skills, and we don't even have those skills around. So people are forced to embrace all these things on their own and survive. And that's what we did, and that's why we are here. And that's why now I have to go through this information ourselves, find out something. Of course, it is never going to be quality work. But the client is aware. He too, that's why he came. Because he wanted cheap and so that's why nobody complains. Actually, we all know about the situation, but that's why nobody complains. So who are going like that? Let's go ahead and do something. So don't laugh. It's a funny situation, But I believe as time goes, now many developers have realized that. Many don't want to go into all this at the same time. Yes, want to focus on one good thing and you are good to go. So that's it. So the next thing is for us to kind of bring out whatever information is needed in each section. And so far, I can see that, okay, in the website, we need somewhere where we have an about us, a section for about, okay. Inside the about, I will have the missionaries, list of missionaries, okay. List of missionaries, their history, or the mission's history, okay. After the mission's history, I would like to discuss, maybe I won't add the address there because we already have it inside the contact. So maybe what else can we add inside about, like, I don't know what else. Okay, let's keep it just like that. Maybe something can come up over time. Then I also see like activities. It's obvious here. It looks easy. They have some activities from time to time, and that they also have photo shooting sometimes, right? Videos and meetings and all this. So what I could do is I should have a section called activities, and under that activities section, I will have like meetings. Okay, meetings. So it's about organizing the information. Actually, it's trying to reorganize it in what looks like what, or what can go under what, so that it look kind of structured.
Yearly campaign.
Yearly campaign. Okay, so yearly campaign. Okay, they do that. What else? Think the entertainment, right? Let's just add it like that. It doesn't make sense, but let's add it. And I think that's so. We mentioned pictures, videos. Okay, these pictures, videos can go in a different section called gallery, which is kind of their album. So we can have another section called gallery. Okay, under that gallery, we'll have a section like pictures. Okay, section like videos. Then I think that is it. Okay, so that is it. Then the next thing I can see is the contact. Of course, we need to contact them, right? So we need the contact section. So contact section, and then inside contact we have like telephone number. Okay, we have form to contact. So we need a form that visitors will fill to contact them, and then we also need let me see. We will also display their location or locations.
The contact.
Yes, because part of the information needed to locate them or contact them. So form, then location. All right, I think with this we already have some structured information. We can see some things are coming out, which is they are about activities, gallery, then contact. Something is coming out. Then inside the about we have list of missionaries. So we'll kind of display each missionary's picture and maybe a small biography about them.
The executives.
Okay, so maybe it could be like members or executive, just call it like that, right? Instead of list, just call executives. Executives. Okay, so we have the history, the about. Okay, so many things could go in under that about, depending on what we get from them again. Because after you find out this is what I think could be the structure of the website. Now, next you need to look at the size of each section, the size of the information under each section, which is when we look at the executives. If you just have 2 executives, it's going to be very tiny information. And if you have like 100, it's a different story. So the issue for them also look at the size of the information. So in the case this information looks small, now you can think, okay, let me use something like a single page website whereby we have just one page like this, and then each section will have a section for each part of the content, a section for each part, a section for each part. So the whole thing will be on one page. So we'll have now anchors that will help, or like the menu, when you click on one anchor, it will just jump to that particular section. Then you quickly read and you are fine to go. Of course, after doing that, you have to ask the client to confirm if they are okay with that idea. Okay, some clients who might like to see, okay, show me page one. I want to see the first, it should change pages. And there's this old time philosophy that the website you are building, the number of pages determine how expensive or not the website is. I don't know how that idea come to exist, but many people, when they come and they will tell you how many pages are your website. Come on, it doesn't matter. The page count doesn't matter much in terms of charging or determining how hard the website is. Because if I'm to build a dynamic page that loads content differently, these are so many pages, but it's dynamically coded in one page. This doesn't make sense to count the number of pages and tell the client, because your website has 5 pages, so no, it doesn't make sense. So don't mind that. So the client might definitely just say, maybe let's just make it page by page. I don't want it on one page. So it's their choice. Or if the information is big, then you have to go page by page for each one of them. And now, once you have that, okay, let's assume they gave you an example website. So you have to try to fit these sections to some type of layout that they gave you. Kind of, if you have to do something like this or exactly this, how am I fitting this information inside? So you have to find out. I'm sleepy. Very tired. Alright, so the next thing is, once you find out how am I going to fit it, or if there's an example of website. If there's not an example of website, so you have to imagine how you are going to structure this. This is where it becomes sweet. And that's the hardest part in case of imagining the design. When they ask you to imagine the design, the first thing is to always find out what information, what content goes in. Because imagine those applications on your phone or those websites you visit. Imagine the content, how it is placed. If they didn't know what exactly to be placed here, then they won't know why we should place it in this angle or in the other angle. You really need to find out the information before you start structuring, designing the information. So once we have a layout of information, we can now start thinking of how we should design it. What design fits it? You can see a design with a very slim content in the middle, or a design with content that is spread all over the page. You see? So if the information is small, you might be forced to slim it in the middle. If it is big, you might need to spread it so that you can have enough space. So these are things. So in our case, I'm not going to worry too much. Usually in the professional field, so you start doing what we call wireframing or how do you call it, mockups. Okay, mockups or wireframing. Usually you do the mockups, which is just like drafting on paper, trying to find out how the website will look like. So you draw the rectangles here and there, placing menus here and there. Okay, so in our case, for example, we can say, okay, what we want to do is to have the website like this. We'll keep it traditional and very simple. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, and we also have our logo, of course, to place. So let me just place the logo here. Okay, our logo is MI. Okay, then just beside our logo, we can have the first menu here, the second menu, the third menu, and all this, and so on. Okay. So we can do it like this, but because the missionaries, based on their color, okay, purple, blue, should I use any background color? Maybe I could use the background color for the menu, okay? So the menu part, which is the heading part, let me add some background color so you can try to scratch it like this with color to show that this will have a background. You don't hide whatever you wrote, of course. You try to scratch a bit to show that this will have some background color. Because on paper you won't add background color. So the next thing is, okay, because some of the menus have some subsections, it means I might be forced to have a drop down under inch menu. So you have to write some drop down like this to show that there are some sub menus, okay, going on. And then after that, the content itself, what are we going to have at the home page? And the home page is really key. It's so important that, because when people visit your website, it's through the home page they enter our website. And if the home page doesn't convince them, they are going to leave. So, as a developer, we always struggle to find out the right home page, the best home page possible. Wow. Peace. People are sleeping. So you have to think of the homepage, and usually what you should emphasize on is the client's interest, which is the visitor's interest on your website. Of course, by thinking of your business model. If you have a business running now, which is, if you are selling something, your goal is to make sure you make the client happy first and give him the desire to make a purchase. That should be the goal out of the homepage. Like, when the client comes, he should be impressed. Let me try to answer their expectations and then give them that desire, that envy of clicking on an item and say, purchase. You see, that will be your goal. It's one of the, anyway, if that can be achieved, you just write from the homepage, just do it. So that you can just be selling. We don't care about other things. And the proof is, when you visit Amazon or other e-commerce website today, you will see that the first things you see usually will be the most popular categories of most popular products or hot deals. But hot deal because clients, I want a deal, discounts. So these are things they will bring up at the homepage to incite you to make a purchase. So this is the goal of the homepage. The goal of the homepage is to move or drive the clients or the visitor to the reason why the website exists, the purpose of the website. So it is key. In our case, people might need to know about these missionaries. People just want to know about them. So what we could do is, first of all, maybe have a group picture of them, or them with a crowd of people, okay? A group picture at the homepage already showing that they usually meet many people. We see them go at bigger places, and then we write the title of an event like this, when that happened, when that picture was taken, and then maybe a link direct them to more, which would take them to more of their activities. You get it? Because people might need to know more about this. When did that happen? The reason why it looks so cute and all this. I would like to know more. Then take them to the activities. Oh, at worst, no, at least the gallery, right? So they will have more pictures and more videos to look at. And you see the idea. Okay? You see the idea. The next thing, it depends. You can make it short, very simple short. If the objectives are not many, you can just make it short. And like one thing like this is enough. Or you could just go ahead by adding more, something like the executives. If one of the executives is the CEO of Coca-Cola or the CEO of MTN or the CEO of Google, then you might like to bring that up so that it seduces people. They're like, wow, this is a serious place, you see. Then you enter that. So we can continue by finding those funny reasons to make the client or the visitor happy. That's what we place at the homepage. So in our case, we just write about two most important executives, okay? Or let's say two of their most important achievements, okay? So let's say achievement. So make achievement number 1 here, achievement 1 here, achievement 2, and maybe achievement 3, okay? So we write something like this. Then we'll go down, maybe make the footer, copyright 2019, so on and all this. Of course, it's a tradition. You can make a copy left if you like. Okay, so once you do that, you also need to think now, okay, Once they click on this menu, the next page, how is it going to look like? You also draft all these pages one by one. At least those main and most important pages, you need to kind of draft them, make the mockups, and kind of find out how it's going to look like. I know professionals do it in a better way. People have better software to do these mockups, and it looks realistic already, cute. So once you have that, you could take it now. You can call the client to have another appointment to validate your imagination, your thoughts on how his website is going to look like. Don't start coding. Don't start coding. You might waste your time. you code, I'm done. Eureka! You get to the client, come on, guy. Come on. I did not ask for this. If I look at this color there, I don't like this color. Why purple? He told you he likes purple. But the way you use the purple, he doesn't like the purple. You see? So, and you feel like, this guy is he mocking me or what? He doesn't know that I went over nights to get this done. Right? He doesn't care. He doesn't know. So you have to get an appointment with them again. Then present this to them. You see, in the case you have a nice software to help you in mocking up and wireframing and creating connections in pages and all this, it might be easy for you to present that to the client because they will see actually how it's going. But on paper, like in my case, where I write everything on book, good, then you have to make another demo and you have to do another in-brain compilation and interpretation and debugging. So you tell the client, okay, you see, I think this is going to be like this. This line you see there is going to be called about us. The other one will be home. And then when you click, you go and see, you open another page. And then you are going to see this one. And then this one is going to look like this. And then we'll have your contact here. When people submit the form, boom, it will run. It's in your head. Then the message will come to you. And that's it. So you do that demo like that. And the clients they usually like the idea. They will suggest you, okay, here can we make this one like that? Can you make this one like that? Instead of writing this, I don't like these executives here. Instead, replace it because they couldn't see the information just like this. You have to bring it out, and at the moment they see, they realize now, wow, okay, I think this is how this guy is going to make it. So let me suggest him these other things and all this. So they will help you complete your idea on this information they gave you. So you see, they gave you the first one to give you a hint. Now you become a hint for them to realize what exactly they need. You see? So once you have that meeting and then you get more information or you get more criticism on whatever you are going to do, you go back again, you consider it, you start correcting. If you have time and the job is well paid, make more mockups. If you are done with paper, go on Photoshop or any other graphic design software you use and try to produce that now using Photoshop. And now writing things right, using the right logo, using the right menu names, okay, the right colors, the right positioning, the right sizes and everything. And then you can send that back again with the corrections the client gave you. You can send that back again to the client and say, okay, this is how actually your website is going to look like. What do you think? They could give you more suggestions, especially in the arrangement and the colors game, okay? They can give you suggestions. Then you take that back again. You can sit down and start typing your code. Try to interpret that now, cut that from Photoshop to HTML templates. You see there? You see? So, but if you are a guru like me, who is not well paid, who doesn't have time, at this level already, I don't even show the client. I can't show it to them because I won't ask you to add more work on my load. I'll do it. I'll do my best to make sure you don't even realize there are some things that are possible. Come on, you paid me something that is not even enough to pay my internet. So what can I do? And if I say I won't do the work, you tell me this guy is selecting me. You hold me in your heart for so many years. So I'll try to do something cool, simple. So I go straight forward from here. Me, I go straight forward to the code. Because when I imagine your logo and your menu here, I already know what to write there. I'll just go forward, right. And one of the consequences of that is it wastes so much time. Because it's while you are writing the code, you decide if it is nice or not. You see? And that really consumes a lot of time. If like you had it with Photoshop and the client validated it, you already know how it is going to look like and what colors are used, what fonts are used and all this. So you actually just copy. So you just write the right code to copy exactly what you see. But in the case you have to kind of bring how it's going to look like while you are writing the code, you are going to waste a lot of time. Honestly, that takes so much time. So you have to be careful with that technique. So we assume you did the first coding and then you brought it up into HTML templates. The client saw that, and now you take it to the client to see it live. That's their website now they are having at hand. But the functions are not working, like the submit form, nothing actually is not working. But you let them see it. So they will now have the experience on different devices to see how it looks like, phones, laptops, tablets. So they will experience it in live and say, okay, this, I think I like the website. Then we can continue. But nonetheless, can we reduce the size of the logo a bit at the left? If you want to copy somebody's template, that's when the client will catch you. When they ask you, can we quickly change the logo here? You'll be like, oh, okay, let me go home and then I'll do it. But if you are the one who did it, it will be easy. You know where that is done. You just quickly go and do it. So be careful. Client will always watch your back. Make sure that you are not just chopping their money. Some clients just want to see that you did their work. That you just didn't go and copy somebody's work and take their money and enjoy like that.
I went to one of them one day, there's something they say I should go and take it. I said no, I will do here. One official, see what they told me, this work is for you.
You see?
That the client told me. You can't tell me I should take the work to home. I said no, I will do it in somebody's place. And I hope they put everything. This work is for you. That he told me that day. So a lot of Ghanaian people mind when you do that, it's like you take it from somewhere.
Yes.
It's not for you.
When the work is so clean, they won't believe you did it.
They don't believe you
until you really prove yourself. But there's no money in proving yourself, you know. There's no money. The thing is, I don't know. When clients who are usually in such mindset, one thing I noticed is that they become complicated at the moment they feel like you easily got the work done somewhere and brought it. So they become kind of complicated because they feel like they are just wasting their money on you. Although the work is answering their need, but they feel like they are wasting their money.
The work is helping.
So that's our mindset. They want to see you suffer before you enjoy their money, which is sad. So unfortunately, that's the world we are into. So good. The clients, let us assume everything went fine. The client knows you are the one who did the work, is happy, is ready to give you his money with joy and all this. But meanwhile, let's go back to the money aspect. Okay, all this. When do you ask the money? When do you price the work? And when do you collect the money? Honestly, that's complicated, and it depends on every single developer in this field. Personally, the first time you called me, usually they will ask you how much. I don't usually answer that how much at that moment, because at the moment you answer the how much, the first meeting you go for the client, I'm telling you, they are going to overload you with tasks. They'll give you so many things to do. So the first thing to do is to always listen to their first need. Kind of have a canvas of their need. So you know that their needs starts here and ends here. Maximum, that's the largest interval possible. Then you charge the client. I think for this work, I will take you this. Of course, because it is a meeting, the client is in charge of your transportation. The client is in charge of your coffee in the restaurant where you are sitting. Okay? And then you have no problem listening to them at that moment. You give them 1 or 2 hours, you are fine. If you are after that, you give them the price, they don't agree on it, you guys don't have a good agreement, fine. You got your coffee, you didn't waste any transportation, you can go back home and assume you have lost that market, but you didn't lose money. In fact, you even maybe learned something new through that meeting. So nothing dangerous there. The client too didn't lose any money, so no problem. So at this moment, it's really important that you define how much this job is going to take. So after that, you make the mock-up and all this. You can you know based on the budget, there are things you shouldn't just temper to play with them or add them into it. Or the client you're trying to put in, you really have to avoid those things because the price is already defined here. If the client is bringing things that are important to him and that were not mentioned here, then you need to review the price. And then if the client agrees, you continue. Otherwise, you tell them, then let's keep that aside. Let us assume after that we can probably talk about it. Make them understand, okay, you might take care of it, but for now, let's focus on the main goal. And you go on, you collect your money, you start the work. Yeah, it might be 100%. Some clients will give you 100%, depends on the level of trust and knowledge you have of each other. They can give you 100%. Some might decide to say, go and bring me something first. So they want to see actually if you can give them something that looks like what they expect. Can you actually give them something? So they want to make sure you are capable before they give you something. Actually, that's funny because I believe if you are a professional, you must already have your portfolio somewhere showing that you are capable. So you shouldn't allow clients to do that to you. Because if you do this work and they finally decide, okay, I don't like it, maybe they found somebody else who was giving them a cheaper price, that they come and tell you, no, we can cancel the deal. You wasted your time on this for nothing. So it's better you tell them at least 50% just after this decision that I'm going to work on your website. In fact, after leaving this meeting, I'm going to start drafting and doing mock-ups on your job. And that's start to consume my time, and then your money must be involved. So you must go home with something there. You must go home. Or if you don't go home with something, and when you reach home, the thing should knock your account before you even start writing mock-ups for the clients. But if you trust the client, you know that the client is somebody at any moment he will give you your money and all this. Just continue, just go ahead and do. So let's stop this business talk and now move on to our website itself. Okay. So meanwhile, let me